We will start now by Hashem Yisburach Shiurim on Rambam Kiddush hachodesh, and we'll start from perek Yud Beis, and hopefully we'll continue Beis Hashem till the end. Shat Shmaya. We start off the Rambam perek Yud Beis. Mahalach Hashem Hashem Tzoi b'Yom Echad. How much does the sun, the mean sun, mean means average? We'll see soon why the Rambam says these words, but for now, just let's assume the Rambam says how much the sun goes in one day. Shehu arba ve'esrim shois. How much does the sun go? Tisha v'chamisha chalokim ishmoyne shniyos. 59 minutes. That's how they call minutes. So the way it works is that a circle is divided into degrees, 360 degrees. Each degree has 60 minutes. Each minute has 60 seconds. That's how the ancient astronomers divided the circle. So let's look at this picture and understand what the Rambam is teaching us here. This is you see it says Earth. That's where the earth is. Then we have the sun. The sun is here. And the sun, throughout the year, the sun goes each day a little bit less than 1 degree. That's why in 365 and a quarter days, it makes a full revolution. It goes 360 degrees. Let's say it starts here. Let's say hachodesh Nisan is here, and it goes less than a degree a day, and then after 365 and a quarter days, it's back to where it started. So each day it goes. The Rambam says 59 halakim. 60 would be a full degree. It's a little bit less. If you make the calculation, you'll see that in such a manner it makes a full revolution in 365 and a quarter days. Nimtza mahalcha basar yomim. The Rambam gives you some numbers here. Teisha mailas, ve'echad v'chamisha chalakim, v'sholos v'esrim shniyos. Simonam tes nun aleph chav gimel. We can see it's almost 10 degrees. Nimtza mahalcha b'meya yomim shmoyne v'tisha mailas. 100 days it goes 98 degrees. Simonam tzadik ches lamed gimel nun. Now, it's an important thing. When we say how much it goes in 1,000 days, we don't say 1,000 degrees. Because anything that's more than 360, we just drop the 360. So, let's assume that 1,000 days, it's 1,000 degrees. It's less than 1,000, let's say it's 995 degrees. So, we wouldn't say 995 degrees, we would say 995 minus 720. Because we have to drop 360. Now 995 minus we have a calculator here. Everybody can do it. Take a look at the calculator. You do 995 minus 720 is 275. Oh, the Rambam says only 265 because it's not 995, it's 985. Every day it's missing a drop. Now we go to She'eres Mahalcha Baseres Halachim Yom, 10,000 days. Again, the same story. We have to drop a lot every 360. We just take the remainder. So we have to take the amount that it goes each day, multiply that like a fraction of a degree, a little bit less than a degree times 10,000, and then keep on dropping numbers that are above 360. And the final answer is, the Rambam gives us the answer, 136 degrees and 28 chalakim and 20 shniyos. Al derech hazeh, in this manner, tichpa v'toitzi mahalcha l'chol minyan shetirtz. V'chein v'tirtz l'asas amanim yidum etzlach al-malcha l'shnei yom v'shleisha asar taisa. You can do whatever you want. You can just take the number, the amount that it goes each day, and multiply it. Since you know one day, you just take that number and just multiply it, and versteht sich that when you get 60 halakim, you turn that into 1 degree, and when you get over 360 degrees, you throw it out. And also when you get 60 shniyos, then 60 shniyos turns into 1 chaylik, and then 60 halakim turn into 1 degree. And that's how you figure out any kind of number of days you wish to find. You should know the mahalach of the Emtza Shemesh. As we mentioned before, we'll get soon to what this means, Emtza Shemesh. As of now, we'll just say the sun. We'll translate it very loosely, but it means something else. The Shlosh Meis Arboa B'Chamishim Yoim Shehem Mishnei Levana. It's very useful if you have the amount how much it goes 354 days, because that's how much the regular year Shana Pshuta. When you have these numbers prepared, because there's only 29 days from one Rosh Chodesh to the next, so you just add. You want to know how much the sun traveled these 29 days, you look on your chart and you see. The whole tachlis of all this thing is to find out if the moon is seen on a certain night. So let's say we know on a given date where the sun is. We know where the sun is in his circle. So we just have to add how much he passed, 29 days passed in that time. We have to add that, how much the sun traveled that 29 days. Now, if you want to know, let's say, from Chodesh Nisan Tafshin Pei Beis to Tafshin Pei Gimel, so then you need to add. So you know it's a year that has 354 days, or 355. So you add for another day. You add this 59 minutes. So I'm going to say, I'm going to do for you this calculation. I'll give it to you. It's 28 degrees. 35 halakim shnei achas. Malchus Shana Sedura, Shloish Boim Miles. It goes in a 348, as we can expect. It's less than 354 because it says each day it's a less than a degree. Chamishach mishach halakim chamish eser shniyas. Simanim shemach semach nun hey tezvav. Okay, this is quite easy. This is basic elementary. Now we have to give an introduction here to get deeper into the subject. So, first introduction would be that there is the concept that we call Galgal HaMazalos. Galgal HaMazalos is very, very, very far in space. Trillions of miles away, there are stars. And these stars are divided into what we call the mazalos. We have Teleh, Shoyer, Te'umim. I'll list you all the mazalos now. It starts with Teleh, Shoyer, Te'umim, Sartan, Ari, Besula, Miznayim, Akrav, Keshes, Gedid, Dali, Dogim. That's the 12 mazalos. Now, the Earth is the center of the Galgal Mazalos. You have to imagine you have a tiny dot Earth, and we're the center, and trillions of miles away we have these Mazalos, which we just mentioned. And for convenience, the way the Kadmonim worked, that they divided this 12 Mazalos into degrees. So we have 360 degrees. Teleh is from 0 to 30. Shoyer is from 30 to 60. To Umem, from 60 to 90. And so on. Each mazel takes up 30 degrees in space. And sometimes we don't even call them by the name, just for convenience, we just give them the number and the degrees that they are. Meznaim is 180 till 210. So on. So, here comes an interesting point. Before we saw this picture, we started off that we make believe that there's the earth and the sun. Now the sun is relatively very close to earth, relatively speaking. It's only 93 million miles away. So, but we have to imagine on this picture that there's also a huge circle very, very far away that has also, I can't draw it here, but you use imagination. And that's the Galgal Amazonas. So, when the sun goes around Earth, as you see here in this picture, we could imagine that at each time the sun is at a certain mazel. What does that mean? It means when you stand on Earth, when you stand on, it says Aretz, you stand on that point, and you see the sun is, the background of that point of view is a certain star. So you take a line, you draw it from Earth, you go all the way, stretch that line trillions of miles away, and that's where you see, let's say, if you continue that line, you'll bump into, let's say, 10 miles into Uman. Or we can call it also 70, because Tala is 30, Shoyer is 30, and 10 from to Uman, so it's 70. That's a way how we can designate. We say the sun is into Uman, means that we stretch out the line from Aretz past the sun all the way to Uman. However, this is where it gets interesting. This picture is not the true picture. Meaning to say, it's not true that the sun's circle is, according to this picture, the center of the sun's circle, listen very carefully what I'm saying now, the center of a circle is Earth. It's not true. The sun goes around Earth in an eccentric manner. It means it does not treat Earth as the center of its circle. I'll show you the next picture. This is where, okay, this is the sun's circle. You see the sun here. This is the center of the sun's circle. But Earth is not the center of the sun's circle. So you have to imagine on this page, we have a huge circle. That's the Galgal Amazonas. And the Earth is the center of that huge circle. Then we have another small circle. That's where the sun goes around. And it has its own center. You see here this X. That's where the center is. It's a point in space, but it's not, Earth is not that point. Earth is somewhere off that point. And this makes a very big difference in a lot of things. So I'll just, since every take is only 15 minutes, I'll just explain that when the sun is here, he's very far from Earth. Because as you see, he is like, let's assume that the radius from here to here is 10,000 miles. It's more than that for them. So now he's 10,000 plus 15. It's 15,000 miles away. However, when he comes to this point, so that's like two times in the year. At one time during the year, he's very close to Earth. He's only 5,000 miles away. And at this point, he's 15,000 miles away. This will be the end of this year. The next year will continue with Ezer Hashem Yisbarach.